What's happening, sports fans? We welcome you into another Top Recruit interview. We are joined yet again by another CIF champion. Alessandro Demoreno is joining us. He is officially a CIF champion. He is a Davidson football commit. He is a La Jolla Viking. The laundry list of things go on and on and on. Thank you so much for being on with us. I definitely want to get to the championship. I want to hear all of the stories. I don't care how many times I've heard them. I still want to hear them from everybody. But let's start with that decision to commit to Davidson. What was that like for you? It's been a weird year, I'm assuming, for everybody. So what finally made that decision?
Yeah, it was definitely a weird year for the recruiting process. I didn't get to go on any visits, but they were the first school to offer me, a D1 school to offer me, and it was just I really liked the coaching staff. They reached out to me constantly, sent me a ton of letters. It really feels like a family there, so I knew it was the right place for me.
Well, and in some sort of weird cosmic sense of irony, I suppose, Luke Durkin from Scripps Ranch has also committed to Davidson. Was that something where you two connected on that beforehand, or did you see that and you're like, oh, no, I'm not going to let that kid go to Davidson. I'm going to have to keep him in check for 4 more years, or was that just a weird coincidence?
He committed before I did. He actually committed on my birthday, funny enough.
So he tried to show up your birthday, so now you're gonna have to show up and terrorize his 4 years of college, just running him into the ground on the scout team. Deal.
I mean, yeah, you know how it is. But yeah, no, I texted him because he flew out to North Carolina and he looked at it. He told me he loved it, the same as Jack and Clarence did. I've talked to them a lot too. They absolutely love it there. So.
Well, that's true. There's Jack Weiss and Clarence Song. Like a lot of kids are starting to choose this school. So some sort of pipeline really coming through for San Diego kids to make that decision. It feels like this is going to be something that I'm starting to develop is this sense that you guys like everybody has back in my day. When you get old enough, you start being able to be like, oh, that's how it was back in my day. Nobody's ever going to relate ever to what you guys was your high school experience. It just feels kind of funny. What has this all been like doing quarantine, distance learning, distance recruiting, all that kind of stuff?
I mean, everyone thought it was going to be a 2-week spring break, and then we ended up not even playing football right now. I mean, it's been weird. We haven't even played football in over a year. But, I mean, for the schoolwork part, it's definitely been different because, we switched systems and everything, for how we're running school. But I've definitely been on top of my schoolwork, and there's been a lot more time to, focus on lifting and stuff. So it's been all bad.
Oh, so that you guys are coming back when this season gets started in better shape than ever before because you've had more time to lift. And what you're saying is it's going to be a good year for Vikings fans.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Okay, so let's talk then a little bit about last year before we start talking about next year. Do you have the ring? Is it close enough that you can go get it to show it to us?
Yeah,
go get it then.
Real quick.
Go grab it. Go grab it.
I'll be right here in the box.
Yeah, look at that thing. It's beautiful. Hey, and I will ask anybody at all that wins one, no matter what high school you go to show it off. This is not a bias thing. It's just those are really cool to see for somebody that didn't win any of them. What has kind of stuck with you with that whole experience of it? It wasn't just winning that game. It was a really good season. You guys had state playoff games afterwards. What has kind of been the lasting memory, though, as your takeaway from that year?
I mean, definitely now looking back on it, too, the amount of games, I definitely took it for granted. I got to play an extra 5 games with the senior class, and, I love those kids so much. They were such a good group. And just, winning, because we had an expectation within us to win, but no one thought we were going to. So just, proving everyone wrong, just, making a new, culture at La Jolla, it was just a great experience.
Yeah, you guys go and take a preseason up into the woods type cabin trip, and Coach Roach has said that there's been some really impactful moments kind of that will start there and carry on through the whole season. And you're absolutely right that it sounds like there's a whole new culture. What is some of those experiences like?
I mean, the Big Bear trip, it's so sad we can't have it this year because definitely is the start of our season every year. Like last year was definitely like a whole different vibe to it though. Like we were really close. Everyone had a great time. It was like the closest I felt with the group too. So like I knew that would carry on through the season. Like I trusted everyone to do their job. And it's just that trip is just it holds the team together so well. So I hope we can do something similar.
You mentioned 5 extra games throughout the playoffs with that senior class. How bad did the body hurt at the end of that? Because football, no matter what position you play, is a physical game, and I'm sure that you. I mean, I'm not asking you to say, "Oh, I wasn't excited to be," or "I was excited to be done with the season. I was glad that we didn't have any more games." But what's that like going from only ever playing maybe a first round playoff game to all of a sudden you're like, "We're still going, we're still going, we're still going." How hard was it to stay in good shape all season long?
It was definitely tough. Lots and lots of ice bathing. That was the big key there. But it was definitely different to play that many games. I wouldn't say I didn't expect it, but my body was definitely hurting. Had to deal with like small things and lots of icy hot.
Well, and I laugh because some of the times that I've gotten to spend around some of these teams that have made these really deep playoff runs when you're going to check in on them on practice after the CIF game onto the state stuff, Steel Canyon a couple years ago. I remember them. I mean, they were basically just like all kind of lounging or not lounging around. That makes it sound bad at practice, but they were all kind of just like sitting there doing, let's talk through the install. Cause everyone was like, Coach, everything hurts. Everything hurts. And I just don't want to even push the sled right now because my forearms are cut up. And it certainly seems like football players, they don't get enough appreciation that, you talk about, oh, this was this magical run. And you're like, yeah, but this was broken and this was sprained and this was beat up. And yeah, it seems like one of those things that, everyone's like, oh, you must have just wish you could have kept on playing. And you're kind of like, but like you said, you're getting more off season. So hopefully you guys will be coming back into shape really well this year. What have you been doing other than football? You're going to give me the cliche answers. I've been in school, I've been lifting, I've been all that. But I mean, there has to be something fun that has come out of all this. Like you either now play the guitar or you can juggle or there's some new cool, like something that you've picked up during quarantine. What have you been up to, man?
I mean, definitely lots of video games, and then going to the beach. Definitely, it was a really nice summer.
All right, well, let's start
So
with
whenever I could, I get out there.
let's start with the beach and we'll work backwards. What are your favorite 2 or 3 beaches in San Diego?
Windy is definitely the top. That's where I go the most.
Okay.
Second would have to be probably just Marine Street, which is right there too. But a lot of my friends from other schools go there, so I visited them a couple times
Deal.
just to go with them.
Favorite Mexican food spot in San Diego?
San Diego.
Or if you have one outside of San Diego that's better Mexican food, I just feels a little blasphemous.
I mean, a little bit biased, but my dad owns a taco restaurant.
Oh, then plug it. Plug it.
It's called Tacos La Calle. And then we actually went after our game in Marina, the regional game. The whole team went.
Well, fair enough. Then that has to be your absolute favorite one, and we won't ask any more. What video games you been playing?
Definitely at the beginning, it was a lot of Call of Duty. Ton of it. We played that like so much. And then I feel like I shifted from Madden. I played a good amount of Madden, but some of my friends just got too good. So it ended up just being lots of Call of Duty Blackout.
Isn't that the worst part about Madden is once somebody figures out their little cheat type, okay, where they're going to run that offense and it's just no fun anymore. Yeah, it's awful.
Definitely. One of my teammates, he got too good at it. I just couldn't play anymore.
Who is this teammate?
Derek Jeremiah.
Okay. I have been curious that if for some like worst case scenario, just high school sports doesn't end up happening this year, how we can get some of that, fixed. And I feel like setting up some sort of Madden type tournament sounds really good in principle, but then ends up just being way too personal and everyone gets way too pissed of, oh, that guy's cheating, this guy, that, and the other. But so it would be him and who else if you had to nominate like 2 guys from La Jolla to represent in like a CIF Madden tournament type vibe.
Ooh, who else is nice? Dirk is just cheat code at that game. But who else is good? I feel like Jackson's pretty good.
Now, is Jackson Stratton good
Jackson's
at
pretty
playing
good.
quarterback in that game, or is he something where it's like ironic, like he can't play good quarterback despite being a good quarterback?
No, he's pretty good at
Okay,
quarterback in that game.
deal. Hey, man, I laugh because sometimes you get the people that are really good at a sport in the video game. They're like, I don't know what I'm doing. I tried going that way. It gets all sorts of confusing. I'll tell you what. I'll hold it to you though. Let's get you on our Twitch channel playing some Call of Duty of some sort in the next couple of weeks as we get all that kind of figured out, because we're still like 2 months away. And yes, it's close and it's closer, but it's still like 40-something days away. It's brutal. We're all missing football. We need other things to do until then. Have you reached the point where you miss school, or are you cool with the distance learning? I'm asking everybody that.
Oh no, definitely. I miss school. Like just driving by it every day and stuff. It's like tough knowing we're not there and how long it's gonna be till we get to be there again.
Yeah, it's certainly interesting. The San Diego Unified came out, for those of you that are just scrolling through this interview, they came out and said hopefully January, like mid-January, everybody will be back on campus. So we're fingers crossed that we're going to get some semblance of a regular normal season, which means we will get more chances to talk to this guy. And like we said, we'll get him playing some Call of Duty. We'll see that championship ring in person. Looks like we also maybe need some education on proper chain wearing, because we're always looking for good tips on the fit. Alessandro, thank you so much for being on with us. Folks, this is just another one of the kids out there that will be representing on the field here this year pretty well for their school, but next year they'll be representing all of us at that next level. Thank you, my man, and we will talk to you soon.